Consider the following statements. Statement 1. Gene editing is a technology that allows for the precise modification of the genetic material, DNA or RNA of an organism. Statement 2. Gene editing involves the use of specialized tools to add, remove, or alter specific DNA sequences within a genome. Which one of the following is correct in respect of the above statements? Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct, and statement 2 is the correct explanation for statement 1. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct, and statement 2 is not the correct explanation for statement 1. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. The correct answer is option A. Gene editing is a technology that allows for the precise modification of the genetic material, DNA or RNA of an organism. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Gene editing involves the use of specialized tools to add, remove, or alter specific DNA sequences within a genome. Hence, statement 2 is correct. CRISPR-Cas9 clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats is the most widely used and versatile gene editing tool. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct, and statement 2 is the correct explanation for statement 1. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Drishti IAS Noida Center admissions are open for both English medium and Hindi medium batches for the IAS GS Foundation course covering both prelims and mains. For more information, give us a call at 87501 87501. Let's begin with today's session. Financial Action Task Force, often seen in the news, is best described as a financial crime monitoring agency that combats terrorism, financing, and money laundering, a global environmental watchdog that focuses on climate change funding, a multilateral institution that oversees the enforcement of international laws related to cybersecurity and financial fraud, or a regulatory body that primarily focuses on global trade agreements and economic cooperation between countries. The correct answer is option A. The Financial Action Task Force is commonly referred to as the world's terrorism financing watchdog, which means it is the author and custodian of an international regime that works to ensure that the flows of money in the global financial system are not misused to fund terrorist activities. It maintains a grey list of countries that it watches closely, including the ones who have failed to prevent international money laundering and terrorist financing. Currently, it includes Nepal, Lebanon, South Africa, Syria, and Vietnam, among others. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next, consider the following statements. Zinc coating extends the lifespan of wind turbines and solar structures by preventing rust formation, reducing maintenance needs and corresponding costs. Zinc-based batteries can offer an alternative owing to their safety, cost efficiency, and resource availability. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C. Zinc, long valued for its anti-corrosive properties, is finding increasing applications in various areas, including renewable energy infrastructure. Zinc coatings extend the lifespan of wind turbines and solar structures by preventing rust formation, reducing maintenance needs, and corresponding cost. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Beyond galvanization, zinc is also emerging as a crucial metal for energy storage, a key component of the global energy transition. While lithium has historically been the preferred mineral for energy storage, zinc-based batteries can offer an alternative owing to their safety, cost efficiency, and resource availability. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Zinc batteries are more stable and less prone to fire or explosion hazards, making them safe for a variety of applications. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next, consider the following pairs: dam, river, Baglihar Dam, Chenab, Kishanganga Dam, Jhelum, Bhakra Nangal Dam, Satluj. How many of the pairs given above is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. The correct answer is option C. The Baglihar Dam is located on the Chenab River, hence pair 1 is correctly matched. The Kishanganga Dam is built on the Jhelum River, hence pair 2 is correctly matched. The Bhakra Nangal Dam is constructed on the Satluj River, hence pair 3 is correctly matched. All these dams are significant for their role in water management and electricity generation in their respective regions. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next, regarding the Human Development Report 2025, consider the following statements. India remains in the medium human development category, though it is approaching the threshold for high human development. India's life expectancy increased to 72 years in 2023, the highest since 1990. Which of the statements given above is or are not correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option D. Human Development Report 2025. India has been ranked 130th out of 193 countries and territories in the 2025 Human Development Report titled A Matter of Choice, People and Possibilities in the Age of AI, released by the United Nations Development Programme. India remains in the medium human development category, though it is approaching the threshold for high human development, hence statement 1 is correct. India's life expectancy rose from 58.6 years in 1990 to 72 years in 2023, the highest ever, reflecting a strong post-pandemic recovery. Hence statement 2 is correct, hence option D is the correct answer. Next, regarding the National Defence Fund, consider the following statements. Established in 1962, it manages voluntary donations for national defense promotion and decides on their use alongside receiving a fixed annual budget. All contributions towards NDF are exempt from income tax 1961. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option B. National Defence Fund was set up in 1962 to take charge of voluntary donations in cash and kind received for the promotion of the national defense effort and to decide on their utilization. The fund is entirely dependent on voluntary contributions from the public and does not get any budgetary support. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The fund is used for the welfare of the members of the armed forces, including paramilitary forces and their dependents. All contributions towards NDF are exempt under Section 80G of the Income Tax 1961. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next, which of the following are the functions of the International Monetary Fund? Global financial assistance, facilitate international trade, financing for developing countries, or promotion of exchange rate stability. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1 and 4 only, 2 and 3 only, 2 only, 1, 2, 3 and 4. The correct answer is option D. International Monetary Fund, established in 1944, UN Bretton Woods Conference following the Great Depression of the 1930s. The headquarters is situated in Washington, D.C., USA, and the functions include global financial assistance, facilitate international trade, provide financing for developing countries, promote exchange rate stability. Member states are 191. India is a founding member. India's representation. India's finance minister is the ex officio governor on the IMF Board of Governors. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Next, the unwilling or unable doctrine is often seen in the news in the context of self-defense against non-state actors in foreign territories, humanitarian intervention in civil wars, economic sanctions imposed on authoritarian regimes, or border disputes and territorial claims. The correct answer is option A. The unwilling or unable doctrine in international law allows the use of force in self-defense against non-state actors operating from another state's territory when that state cannot neutralize the threat. Countries like China, Mexico, and Russia criticize this doctrine, arguing that it violates the sovereignty of host states and undermines the UN's collective security framework. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next, which of the following sectors rely on the applications of critical minerals? Production of photovoltaic cells used in solar panels, permanent magnets for wind turbines, lithium-ion batteries. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 only, 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option D. Applications of critical minerals. Critical minerals are those vital for a country's economy and national security, with their supply chains potentially vulnerable to disruption. Critical minerals such as silicon, tellurium, indium and gallium are vital for the production of photovoltaic cells used in solar panels. Rare earth elements like dysprosium and neodymium are used in permanent magnets for wind turbines. Lithium, nickel and cobalt are key materials used in lithium-ion batteries. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Next, the Marshall Plan is often seen in the news in the context of space exploration, economic recovery after World War II, global climate change, or the Cold War. The correct answer is option B. In the immediate post-World War II period, Europe remained ravaged by war and thus susceptible to exploitation by an internal and external communist threat. Fanned by the fear of communist expansion and the rate deterioration of European economies in the winter of 1946 to 1947, Congress passed the Economic Cooperation Act in March 1948 and approved funding that would eventually rise to over USD 12 billion for the rebuilding of Western Europe. The Marshall Plan generated a resurgence of European industrialization and brought extensive investment into the region. It was also a stimulant to the US economy by establishing markets for American goods. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next, consider the following statements. The National Security Council, headed by the Prime Minister, is the apex body for national security management in India. The Cabinet Secretary chairs the Strategic Policy Group and makes policy recommendations to the NSC. The National Security Advisory Board provides long-term analysis and policy recommendations on national security issues. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. The correct answer is option C. The National Security Council, headed by the Prime Minister, is the apex body for national security management in India. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Cabinet Secretary chairs the Strategic Policy Group and makes policy recommendations to the NSC. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The National Security Advisory Board provides long-term analysis and policy recommendations on national security issues and includes senior retired officials, academics, and experts from civil society. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Now it's time for the practice question. Consider the following statements. The Telecommunications Act 2023 empowers the center or states to temporarily take control of telecom services or networks during public emergencies, disasters, or for public safety. The Indian Telegraph Rules 2007 mandates government authorization for lawful communication interception. The IT Act 2000 and the Interception Rules 2009 allow the government to monitor, intercept, or decrypt any information through a computer resource. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. Send the answer of this question in the comments below. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.